Hey guys, it's Hugh. Today I'm going to be cooking a baked apple crumble cheesecake from Twisted, a cookbook which is available to order now. So let's get cooking. So first up, we need to peel some apples, chop them up roughly, put them in this baking dish with some sugar and some cinnamon, then whack it in the oven. We're using Pink Lady apples. You can also use Granny Smith, but you want a variety that's gonna hold its shape a little bit when it's cooked, because you can get the ones like Bramley and they just sort of like melt into a big puddle, and we don't want that. Oh my God, this Peter and me are not friends. So we're gonna core all the apples, then we're gonna peel them and chop them into kind of roughish chunks, not too small. So I've cut these apples. So I've cut these apples into roughly 1-2 centimetre chunks. I did about, in the recipe it says 5, but I did about 6 or 7 because they were quite small apples. So in there they go, nice little guys. Some sugar, 100 grams, and around a teaspoon of cinnamon. The apples, when they're cooking, they give off quite a lot of water, and then that turns into a lovely, like, delicious caramel, which you can then sort of mix in with the apples, and it makes a most delicious topping for a cheesecake. Yum, yum. These are all looking lovely and combined. They smell amazing. I'm going to put them in the oven. About 180 degrees for 45 minutes. Check them halfway through. We're laughing. So this is the buttery biscuit base section. These are digestive biscuits, so this is a nice neutral biscuit to go on the bottom. So I'm putting about maybe a packet of these in here. Going to blitz them up to make a fine kind of sand mixture, and then add enough butter just to bring it together to make a kind of wet sand mixture. So yeah, wet sand is what we're going for. Cool. So, dry sand. It's going to become wet sand with the addition of just a little bit, like, half a cup or something. Melted butter. In we go, and yeah, blitz it just enough for it to come together into something that you can press into the bottom of your cake mix. Cake tin. Okay. Fun. Okay, cool. That is ready to go in here. We're speeding along. Remember to line your cake tin, guys, because there's nothing worse than making a lovely cheesecake and then realising that it's stuck in there forever. So as you can see, it's wet sand. It looks like sandcastle building kind of quality, and you can press it in like this. I'll probably use my hands actually, just gonna make sure it's evenly spread over the bottom of the tin. Spread that in nice. So I'm gonna put that in the fridge just for a little bit, let the butter kind of harden again so we've got a firm base. Okay, so the apples are roasting. It's the wrong word, isn't it? The apples, they are baking in the oven. I've made the buttery biscuit base. Now I'm gonna make the crumble part. There is some light brown sugar again, some oats, they're rolled oats, and some flour. So I'm just gonna give those a little bit of a whiz. That's all blitzed up nice, and I'm gonna put nice cold butter. You want it cold so it breaks up rather than turns into a mush. Pulse that. You want it to be a crumble. You want like little kind of rock shape, little bits, nice little bits that are gonna go all crispy and nice in the oven. Right, I'm happy with that. Quite big bits, but you can break those up with your hands, and then you've got like nice little crumbles, little crumbly bits. So now is time for the cheesecake filling itself. So this is the cream cheese, some mascarpone, some sugar. It's just plain old like fine caster sugar, vanilla. You can use, if you don't want to splash out for a vanilla bean, you can use vanilla essence if you like. And it's time for whiskey. You kind of want that sugar to dissolve as much as possible, but that's really thick, which I'm really happy about. Flour, so we're going to sift this in, no lumps. That's nice. It's about 5 tablespoons. Give it a bit of a whisk. Get that all in there, and now we're going to put some eggs in there. 1 egg at a time, 2 eggs in total. And yeah, so the eggs, they help it rise, and it will rise quite a lot in its tin. It's going to rise almost like double in size, so make sure you've got quite a deep cake tin. Okay, and that's exactly the consistency we're looking for. It's kind of whipped cream, sort of, but a very thick one. So you want it to be thick, this, because you need to balance the apples and the crumble on top. So if it's too thin, they're just going to fall to the bottom and it will look nuts. So I'm just going to add a little bit of icing sugar. Scrape down the sides a little bit, just to make sure it's all in there, and that's looking fabulous. And now it's just a matter of assembling. So I've got some nice caramelised apples here. I've got this crumbly bit, it's going to go all delicious and golden and biscuity, and a lovely kind of, rich vanilla-y cheesecake mix. Great. So in this goes. I haven't lined the sides of the tin because I've noticed when that happens you get sort of strange flutings. I'm getting a nice even layer of the cheesecake mix on top, and then we're going to put the lovely apples that have been baking and filling the studio with the aromas of autumn. Got some nice cinnamony, caramelly goodness going down. Wow, that looks so nice. And the final part, which is the crumble part. So this is, you're just going to scatter this on, make sure you get it in an even layer over the top. So this is going to go in the oven about 170 degrees for about an hour and a half. Now I turn the oven off, leave it just to sit there for about 3 hours, and then I put it in the fridge just to like firm it up and make it super delicious. There it is, an apple crumble cheesecake. Oh, it's beautiful and it smells really nice. So let's have a look at what's inside. Oh, it looks very nice. Look at the layers, you've got this gorgeous cheesecake going on under there. You can see like lovely caramelised apples on top of that, and a super crunchy, super nice crumble on top of that. It's got sweetness, it's got tartness, it's got a little aroma of cinnamon for the season. So let's give it a little try, shall we? That's amazing. It's delicious. It's the best one. Thanks very much for watching. That was the baked apple crumble cheesecake from the fruit section of Twisted the Cookbook, available to order now. Super easy, looks beautiful, tastes amazing. Buy the book and make it. Cheers.